¿Qué onda, my sisters and brothers? Thank you for joining us, Movement Es Medicina, a Super Mark Rock podcast. I am Super Mark Rock, a.k.a. Dr. Mark A. López. Movement Es Medicina is just that, a movimiento, a movement. I am aiming to motivate gente, the people, the community, to build healthy habits and rituals by speaking to me gente, specifically my A1s, my hermanas y hermanos, dope, educated individuals, and specifically exploring their active lifestyles and mental well-being strategies to recognize our collective dopeness in the process. We have a special episode for y'all this evening. Dr. Hall and I just rocked and finished the 2025 New York City Marathon. Yeah, brother. Congrats, brother. Congrats, brother. Here it is. Here it is.
Wear that medal all week long.
All week long, baby. All week long, man. Dr. Hall, Wendell, Mister. Congratulations, brother. Rocking that number 1 star, brother. Number 3 marathon, brother. Number 3, brother. Number 3. This evening, y'all. This evening, again, it's a special episode. We're going to have a debrief of our experience of NYC, rocking NYC, the 5 boroughs, by passing the mic over to C. Rob Goes Hard, our brother, Mr. Craig Robison. He's going to take the mic over and grill us, ask us questions, going to get into a conversation about us rocking the 5 boroughs. So, my brothers, welcome everyone to Movement Es Medicina. Brother Craig, the mic is yours, fam.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me the honor, first and foremost, of taking over the podcast to ask my questions as relates to,
you've been there before. You've been there.
I'm gonna attack the host. Now, we had the pre-race discussion on IG Live.
Yes, sir.
Because Dr. Hall was a little nervous about his first time running New York, but not his first marathon. But so I'm very curious to see, what his experience was like and all that. So we're gonna get into several questions around that. And, I'm going to pose different questions for each one of you, just giving you the formatting for the listeners and the viewers. Right. So follow along with me. So, all right. My first question is going to go to, of course, Dr. López, because it's his show. So I should start with him, of course. Sorry, Dr. Hall, but I got to go with López to ask the first question. López.
Yo.
Your second time running New York. Tell me about it. What was different than the first time?
Oh, man, brother. Oh, so much was different this time around. So much. The city does not disappoint. The experience does not disappoint. The 5 boroughs show up without questions. But this experience this time around was going through a lot personally, mentally, in preparation for 2025. It was in a different headspace. Without question, this second time around in New York City, very emotional for me, both in training and arriving at the celebration, that start line. Very emotional this time around. I don't know how many times, I was sobbing during the 26.2 miles. Numerous, triggers, if you will, signs, seeing family, seeing my village, seeing our village and community out to support us. It was just hella emotional, bro. Hella emotional this time around. I think that was the big difference for me, was in my head a lot, regardless of the surroundings, regardless of the vibe, the music, the people, the energy was in my head a lot during this celebration, man, and of the marathon. But it was beautiful. And I think it's all a part of that celebration and that journey. Just was very different in that sense, and learned from tremendously amount from this second time around. Been extremely blessed and fortunate to say this is number 6 for me in the marathon space. It's still difficult to say this is number 6, but each one has been very different. And I think this has been the most emotional for me, second time rocking and blessed to rock New York City. But I think that was the big difference for me in rocking it for the second time.
Yeah. Like, the podcast is about moving our bodies, just the overall, Movement Es Medicina, about the spirituality around moving our bodies and being in touch with oneself and just achieving goals and accomplishing goals. And so that's good to hear. People tend to say that you get emotional running marathons at certain points in the marathon, and I can identify that with that because I had several moments of that when I ran New York for the first time. So thanks for letting us know about that. I'm gonna move to Dr. Hall. Question for you, sir. Tell me, this is your 3rd marathon, your first Super Bowl, the Super Bowl. New York City is the Super Bowl marathons. So tell me about you've run New York City. You ran Houston and Baltimore. What's the difference between New York and your experience in Baltimore and Houston? Houston being your first.
All great, all amazing memories from each one. And I don't take anything from either of the cities and their respective marathons. New York is just different. You mentioned it being the Super Bowl. I mean, it's the fact that there were 2 million people there at the beginning of the race. I remember them saying the energy you give is the energy you're going to receive from the crowd. And I was told by several people to take it all in. You're not running New York for time. You're running for the experience. And having your name on your shirt, the energy the crowd gave me is unparalleled and unmatched. Loved my experience in Baltimore, loved my experience in Houston, which is now my adopted hometown. There was nothing like the experience of being in New York, running through the boroughs, and what they said about the 2 million people who were cheering you along the entire way, except for a couple of moments, Queensboro Bridge and Williamsburg, obviously. People
We're going to get into that.
We're talking about.
Yeah.
But New York is 3 words. It's just different, you know. And I would stop by saying, for anyone who is thinking about running, aspiring to running, and want to get that feeling, run your first 5K, 10K, get up to a half. And if you're going to do a marathon, do your local. But if you can get into New York City Marathon, it's life-changing.
Yeah.
Life-changing.
Yeah, I agree. They said it was a record number of runners, like 50, 55, 56,000 runners.
59.
59, excuse me, 59. Okay, you guys were there. Just watched on TV. But which is and we had the GOAT out there too, which is kind of cool as well, just knowing he was in the area around. So I want to, Dr. Hall, you had a different start line experience than most of the average runners, if you will. So tell us a little bit about, that experience. We did the pre-call and we talked about you being Mr. VIP, etc. Tell us about that VIP experience. Let us into the tent. Tell me what that was like.
Hey, don't hate me because you ain't me. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously, had a great experience through a connection to experience the executive tent in there with the race. I think it was Marshall, CC Sabathia, Noriega, the rapper, and Run Champs, who are themselves inspiring millions of people in hip hop world to run and become active, which is amazing. But yeah, I also got to see the start line for the accessible races, for the women's elite, and then having to watching as Kipchoge and the other elite men started and being feet away was in and of itself inspirational. It played itself a little bit into my pace at the beginning because while I was placed in one of the later waves, wave 4, I ran with wave 1, which meant I had to be even more disciplined at the beginning of the race to run my pace and to run my race. And because I trained, I was fine with that. And while I went faster than what I normally train, I was okay with the faster people running past me because the goal is to run your race.
That's right.
And I was able to finish, get home, shower, and still get back and see my boy Mark throughout the rest of his journey. So it was amazing.
Awesome. Kyle, let's stay on that point. López, what was your, leading up to the start line experience like for those who've never run New York City? What was that like?
Oh man, got up with Brother Hall, man, hella early as we didn't sleep. The nerves, the excitement, as expected. We got a few hours of good sleep, but that was about it. A few hours, and waking up, listening to music, getting our fuel ready, getting our gear ready, and I mean the subway was a block away, and being with one another, walking down to the subway on the subway, just checking in, calming our nerves. At the same time, getting off a little early to catch the shuttle. Versus the first time when you and I did, we and my brother-in-law, we caught the ferry. Right. A different experience. But I was intentional trying to think that catching the shuttle would be a little bit easier and seamless. Nah, it was equally as chaotic as the ferry.
No one talks about that.
No one talks about that. I mean, as many people opted into the shuttle versus the ferry because I'm sure they heard, they read, going to the shuttle, opt for the shuttle. It was still chaotic, but it was part of the experience, a part of the journey. Folks saying, I'm on wave 1, I got to get through. I'm on wave 1, I'm going to miss it. It's 5:30 in the morning. Starts to finish, still 3-4 hours away. you're not going to miss it. But it was exciting to see everyone's nerves and anxiety and excitement and just being around all the runners and then getting to the camp. It took some time once we got to arrive at camp when the shuttle drop off, get to security, get to your wave. I mean, it's beautiful just to see of runners out there prepping, fueling the nervous energy, the runners, the early stretching. It was just we still got 2-3 hours to go, but people out there doing it, right? They're, getting out that energy.
Yeah.
But, just found the spot. I really, really wanted to find a spot to myself, to be honest, and set up my blanket and my foil and just laid and relaxed, man. Got my mind right as best as I could. Again, was hella emotional, prayed and meditated quite a bit. As you're hearing the cannons go off, hearing the cheers and the applause go off for every wave. It was just an amazing experience to hear it, to see folks. The energy was second to none. It was nothing like it, man. At any other start camp and corral, you're just seeing and experiencing that, man. But I mean, it's definitely nerve wracking as regards of how early your corral and gate start time is to the last folks that were getting ready to begin. I mean, energy is all alike. Folks stretching, folks fueling. The porta potty lines are ridiculous. The water lines are ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess I didn't get the full haze of all of that. So I apologize. But to one point Lopez was making is that you see everybody, you see each one of the runners, you see them with the nervous energy and the warming up. But what you also see is what is behind them, which is the training. Right. So you really appreciate when you see people. These aren't folks who, for the most part, are walking in off the street. These are people who tapered the last 2 or 3 weeks the same way you did, who put in the 20 mile, the 18 mile, the 16 mile, the missing the family functions, to missing the night out with the girls or the guys. So when you see these people in this nervous energy, you also see the training and prep that they put in. So it's so much love amongst the runners themselves.
Yeah.
And then to have the crowd, the 2 million on top of that, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to that point, it's beautiful to see in Wendell. I mean, I'm again, man. I was so happy that you got to experience that tent life. You know what I'm saying? We gave you a hard time, but I mean, there's nothing like it. I can't imagine. But that's what was missing was when Craig, my brother-in-law, did it. We were there together. You know what I'm saying? We were there chopping it up, checking in, what's going on, how you feeling, what some expectations. You know what I'm saying? But this time, I was intentional about that. I wasn't seeking it out. I mean, I know folks that were running from the New York community, from the Philly community, from the West Coast community, but I stayed off my phone. I wasn't trying to link up with anyone. I really just wanted to be in my space and just allow myself to just mentally get right. You know what I'm saying? Because of how hard of a training cycle that I had this time around. But you saw it, man. You're absolutely correct, man. You saw everyone, that their sacrifice to that point, man, and arriving at this celebration.
Yeah, I want to kind of stay there a little bit. There's 2 words that stood out to me that I had to just write down, and it's the training and then approach. So I want to hear a little bit more about, you did all this work, Wendell, you pointed out just missing events, going to bed early, getting up, you got these long runs ahead of you, right? And you felt confident and strong going into the race. Both of you did from a training perspective. What was your approach, the week leading up to the race and getting to that start line? And then, Lopez, you mentioned that you were emotional, a little bit more emotional than normal. Just tell us about how you handled, being a little bit different for you on race day than normal. It was a long-winded question, but
Well, I'll start.
yeah, go ahead, Wendell.
Sorry, but about the week leading up to it, and that was because I had another big week the week prior. I went to my undergrad Hampton's homecoming. I took my son for the first time, and homecoming is normally a turn up, right? But to feel the love and support of my folks at homecoming who understood why I know I'm going to bed, or no, not drinking, right? That was because I knew I didn't want to spend the week leading up to the marathon recovering. Not worth it. As people say, the juice is not worth the squeeze. Having one more drink with the homie at homecoming was not worth me feeling that pain at the marathon after 2 or 3 months of disciplined running and schedule, right? So for me, it was around, it's like anything else. It was around discipline, staying focused. Like you said, sleeping the week before, not drinking the week before, anything that can derail what I'd worked so hard to do was out of the question. And that's one of those things where you hear folks sometimes talk about discipline and motivation, why they're different. Not always be motivated to do something, right? But if you set your course out to be disciplined to get it done, you will.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah. Did you get some good stretching in? Tell us about they always say you should stretch, get, some the week before the race, like, a lot of mobility and things like that. Talk a little bit about that type of preparation.
López is the yoga man. I'm not quite as smart. Look, for me, I didn't do much different than normal. So do I normally stretch and do some rolling? Yeah. I didn't want to overdo it. And I'll be honest with you, I'd be lying if I didn't say the week leading up, I probably did fewer things than I normally would or wanted to have done. Even my light jogging, because I didn't want to get hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I had come too far. I was like, you know what? I want to go for a 3 to 5. You know what? Just go walk 3 miles. So I would go walk. So I probably didn't taper well enough. The mental part was I come too far. I was so excited. And I did not want, the last thing I wanted was for me to get hurt or injured leading up to the run.
Yeah, understood. And Dr. López, tell us a little bit about your approach leading up to things that you were doing, mobility, yoga, stretching, meditation, things like that. What was your approach leading up to the race?
Yeah, I tapered a week ahead of my normal schedule. I did not run nor cycle the week leading up to New York. As I've done with the other 5 marathons, I did Peloton's Mariana Fernandez's Flow to the Finish program. Amazing, man. Shout out to Mariana Fernandez.
She's too fast. She's just too fast. And I still have
downward dog
about it. Yeah, she's all over the place. But I'm glad it worked out for you. But I'm not a fan of that one. I love Mariana. Let's be clear, I love her. But that she's tough. That taper's tough.
But her meditations are good. The meditations
are
good.
Yeah, meditations are very good.
Yes,
they are very good.
So completed the Flow to the Finish program through Peloton, stretched as normal doing that program. I did a little more stretching because my right quad has been giving me some bit of an issue this training cycle, which I hadn't before. So I wanted to attend to that more so than ever. And definitely, I think what was different this time around, I prayed and meditated a lot. I was lighting my sage, sitting down in the basement, just taking it in, just really trying to get into a positive headspace, getting to the right headspace for New York City. Because know what New York City is. It's a complete vibe. So I definitely wanted to do my damnedest to really be in the right state of mind for New York City in this celebration. So I definitely prayed and meditated a lot more than I have with previous marathons. And as I do at the start line, as we begin to rock out and celebrate a marathon, as I do pray and meditate, but this one was a little more intense, more intentional this time around.
Okay. Yeah, understood. That's good. So I want to dive into the race now, right? That's what a lot of people want to hear about.
Yeah.
You got to go off the Verrazano Bridge from Staten Island and get into Brooklyn and make that kind of turn.
Yep.
Tell me about the first 6 miles. What was that like? Tell me about the first 6, because you going through Brooklyn and you going through the different sections of Brooklyn and different communities and, cultures. Kind of tell me about those first 6 miles of the race.
Well, brother.
Go ahead, Wendell.
Hey, the first 6, start off on the Verrazano. Again, focus, run your pace, take it in. I have my meta shades, so I was taking some video. So I'm getting to look left and right on the bridge, taking it in. Not worried about who's around me, right? I ran with faster runners. Make it into Brooklyn and you start to feel the energy. The music, no one tells you, neither of these guys let me know. Don't make a playlist. You're not going to be able to hear it. So there's no need in making a 2, 3, 4 hour long playlist if you got to do New York City. And once you enter Brooklyn until you finish Brooklyn, the energy is amazing. The crowds are there. As I mentioned earlier, the energy you put out is energy you'll get back. But I'll say for me, it ended up being the tale of 2 races, right? There were times when I was given big energy, giving high fives, hitting the signs, having my name called out. And as Mark mentioned earlier, there are other times where I needed that solitude. So I would run at one point along the edges of the race, left hand side of the street and right hand side. And then there are times I needed solitude. I would come back to the middle of the street because I'm in my head. I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about family. I'm thinking about folks who, I know are here, who know me, who are going to support me later on in the run. How many miles till I get to them? So the emotions start. When the emotions started, I need to be by myself. And when the pain started, I needed to be with the crowd, right? So I needed the high fives. I needed that energy from them. So for me, it was a bit of tale of two races. I would say the entirety of the race, but specifically until we got through Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you, Lopez?
I mean, 1 through 6. I mean, 1 definitely was different this time around because I was on the lower level of the bridge. On the upper, we were able to sneak to the upper side.
Right.
Last time, but this time it was gated out, man. You couldn't sneak over.
Oh, is that right? Oh, wow.
So I was on
Okay.
the lower, which was fine. You get a
Okay.
beautiful view of the city, but definitely different. But yeah, coming around into Brooklyn, it's just a complete vibe. I disagree respectfully with Brother Wendell, man. I still had my music. I still had my playlist. First thought I had, I'm like, damn, Big Pun is playing too early. Like, what did I do? No, it's the wrong part. What did I do wrong? What, Big Pun's playing too early, And so I was trying to line up carry my playlist by borough. And, I had
I
Queens. And the
tried.
Bronx. Yeah, the Queens and Bronx came up too early for me, man. So I was a little disappointed in myself, but I got to see mile 2. Some of my community came out in Brooklyn early. I didn't get to high five them because it was just where I was. I didn't know where they were going to be. I was looking for them, but I was right at that point. I was in the middle and I couldn't get over. But I was able to. I saw them and shout them out, give them an air high five, which is beautiful. But yeah, 1 through 6, it was just staying easy, staying calm. I remember my training and coming out extremely slow, slower than usual. So I stuck to that game plan. Ran into some cats that are influencers out there. We connected during the Bronx 10 miler. Saw them. We were able to run a few miles with them too. Got some pictures with them. So it was cool. It was going through 6 was real cool vibe. So. But look, going in on the lower, Wendell and I were talking, debriefing, that it was different, Craig, when we came up from the top. It's a different route. It like wise off.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I was like in a neighborhood. People were out. The crowds were out still, but it was a different scene. Like when you turn off the top, you turn right into a main street in Brooklyn.
Right, main street. Yeah, you just go up. Yeah.
Go up. Yeah, we had to come through and out from a neighborhood and then get on that main street. So that was a little different. Yeah, that was a little different. But still, the crowds were out cheering. Nothing different though. It was a different vibe.
Yeah, the common thing that you guys have been saying is the crowd. So tell us about the crowd. Like you said, 2 million people were out there. Weather was decent. Sun was shining. I mean, I seen all the pictures on social media. I watched the race itself in the morning with the elites running. Like you just see the crowds going crazy. And there was one video I watched where like the last 10 runners came through Central Park, and it still was a mass of people out there kind of cheering them on. Tell me about your crowd experience. You talked about high-fiving people, going to the middle, going to the edges to get the energy, the signs. Like, yeah, tell me about that. What was some of the best parts of the crowd? Wendell.
Go ahead, brother.
Sure. Yeah, everything about them. They were there and cheering for you as if they knew you, as if you were family, and having your name on the shirt. So thanks to you guys for hipping me to that. Those folks called me out, and I have my nickname, which is Mister. And they were calling, come on, you got this. Every time you wanted to, before your brain actually told your legs to stop, somebody was calling out, come on, Mister, you got it. And it just made you take another step and another step and another step. And I'm fortunate that I got to experience that from both angles. Having gone in the earlier wave and getting back in shower and then coming back with my medal in miles 22, 23, and then spending the next hour or two cheering people on, I was both a participant and then myself a spectator, and everyone coming by and calling out their names. They're seeing my medal. They're saying, I need that. I say, you're almost there. So, being able to align and connect with people from that perspective as well was, to me, that was my giving back. Oftentimes I would run through the crowd and I was clapping and pointing to them, saying thank you to you all for being here, because some people who are out there are runners, former runners, have run before. So they know. Other folks may not quite understand what they're cheering, what their presence means to people who may not have family, may not have friends, may not have somebody there for them. And to have those strangers in New York acting like their family and cheering you on like your family is truly emotional. And there were some times I was cheering on the side, I had to make my way back to the middle just to recover from that emotional experience that I encountered.
What about you, Lopez? Tell me about your
the
crowd experience.
The crowds are everything, man. I mean, to the highs, the lows, that pain and agony, to that runner's high once it kicks in. I mean, they are there for 24 of the miles, 24 of the 26.2. They are there for you. And I mean, from the kids, from seeing the pets, from seeing the elders, from seeing Yeah,
bands,
you know,
choirs.
strangers to your family and community out there. I mean, they uplift you. I mean, there is nothing like it. No crowd in that I have experienced, whether it's been a 5K to a full, are
Mhm.
like it. I mean, that's why I say it's a vibe, it's an experience. And like Wendell said, I mean, there's nothing like it. When the crowd are there roaring for you, complete strangers, they see your name, they're saying Super Mark Rock, let's go, Super Mark Rock. You know, seeing someone on a microphone, seeing someone on a megaphone saying, let's go, Super Mark Rock. You're like, whoa, you know where that came from? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just dope to see, seeing your community, your village, your family, your people in that crowd of just complete strangers cheering for you, rooting for you at the top of their lungs, and the hugs and the high fives and the videos and the photos. I mean, it's life. I mean,
Yeah.
it just pushes you and propels you forward. That pain just goes away for that moment. That pain for that
A
minute,
little bit.
however long you're with.
A little bit. A little bit.
Oh man, it is just, I mean, really gives you life
Mhm.
throughout the entire experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, even after I'm walking now to go shower and walking through Harlem. So these are people who are not at the race, but saw me with the poncho on and with the medal. And hey, yo, King, congratulations. I said, hey, you ran today? Good job. You know, so the city, even folks who may have had to work or couldn't get out, still appreciated the fact that we were in their neighborhoods and we just did that. Right. So maybe they couldn't come cheer this year, but maybe they ran or cheered the previous year. So the love was there throughout the city, whether they were spectators officially or not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to that
that's
point,
cool.
just also, I mean, the city folks, the citizens of New York that did not participate in cheering or running. Also, just shout out to the volunteers who were
The
cheering.
volunteers.
volunteers.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness. They had it second to none. I mean, from them being up, I mean, well before start time, to cheering you on, making sure your cup, your bottle's full, making sure you had what you need. I mean, the streets were clean. Your cups were, I mean, no shortage of water, no shortage of cups, no shortage of fuel at the specific mile mark. And
Yeah,
they
road
came.
runners did a good job.
They did. They
Yeah.
did. Shout out to them. Shout out to the
Elite,
volunteers.
the elite group, New York Road Runners
Yeah.
is an amazing organization.
Mhm.
So we talked about the crowd and the miles 1 through 6. I gotta ask you about my PTSD part of the race where there's
So
no crowd. It's a tough point in the race. Want to hear your view on the Queensboro Bridge, the
Queensboro Bridge.
59th Street Bridge, Queensboro Bridge. Tell me what that was like, leading up to it, going through it, and then coming out of it. So I'll start with López. Tell me about your 59th Street Queensboro Bridge experience.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
No, it was coming.
We-
You know, I
I
had to
knew-
ask.
We
I didn't.
experienced it before. Knew it was coming. This time was different because I felt 95 to 97% of the people were walking. I was like, it was just surreal. We talked about the breathing, the pounding of the pavement. You hear it. But I look around and I'm like, why did so many what happened? Why are so many people walking? I mean, I slowed down because it's a bridge. It's an incline. So I slowed down
it's a nice
immensely.
slow incline.
Yeah, so I slowed down, but I'm like, wait, did I not get the memo? Like, why is everyone walking? It was bizarre. So I'm like, I just started walking too because I felt like weird running. I'm like, no one is running. Like, what is going on? Like, everyone's taking this hill incline walking. So I'm like, this is weird. Like, I could not help but think like something went wrong with the race. Something, a flag, something happened, something on the app, some note. I mean, so many people were walking at that. What's that, mile 16, right? 16?
About mile 15, 16.
15,
Yeah.
16.
I'm just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
nah, people can't be defeated that. Like, there's no way. There's no way this
Hey, no judgment, López.
No judgment at all.
Listen,
judgment,
people
brother.
are just
No
like, woof, I got 10 more miles to
no
go.
judgment.
Oh,
That's
my
right.
goodness.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
rough.
No judgment whatsoever. But it was just bizarre. That many people were walking at that point in the run. I'm just like, what happened? I'm gonna walk with you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's take the spiritual walk together. So we're just walking. So, but of course, as soon as it started down, everyone picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Picked
That
it up.
First Street that turned
Picked
into
it up.
First Avenue.
And then when
that's
no one was coming on First Avenue, I slowed up because that energy was real.
Oh,
The
yeah.
hype is real. So I'm like, let me slow. I know it's coming. That hype, and sure enough, didn't disappoint. Did not
Yeah.
disappoint. The energy was live, picked you back up. And there goes everyone. Again, just gone.
I
Gone.
think that
Everyone's
says a
gone.
lot about you're not doing it for the crowds. You don't run a marathon for the crowds,
Right.
but it doubles down on how much the crowds can help pull you through.
Yeah.
I think if there are some crowds that are allowed to be along the Queensboro Bridge, some of those walkers would have jogged,
Right.
because those crowds would have pulled you through or pushed you through,
Mhm.
been right there with you.
Mhm.
I was one who walked around, and I was in the earlier group, so folks were still running. It was probably half and half. And I probably did half and half on that bridge. And then once you start to hear the crowd again, you're like, okay, talking to your body, your brain's working. You're like, okay, 1 foot, let's do this. Right. So that crowd pulled us through the remainder of the Queensboro Bridge and around that corner.
Mhm.
Right. So it goes back to your earlier question, Craig, just the importance of that energy. I think if they allowed crowds in the Queensboro Bridge, you would not have seen that many walkers, Mark.
Yeah. Without question. You're right.
Absolutely.
100%.
People took it as a chance to like, okay, nobody's out here. I can slow it down for a second, regain my energy and push through these last, 10, 11 miles. I know that's what it was for me. Just real quick, my experience of it. I was telling the story the other day. Somebody was laughing at me. I got to that point and, I'm cursing because it's a slight little incline, right? So I'm like,
It's more this light.
Yeah, I'm done. Right. So I'm walking at this point, talking to some guy, took my headphones out and, that's when you hear the pound of the pavement and breathing. But then it was like these old ladies that just came cruising by and they were just power walking. I mean, they were getting it. And I'm just like, all right, well, let me, try to walk a little fast. I could not catch these ladies. Couldn't catch them. I never caught them. Never saw them again. They just power walked through that bridge. And the guy was like, I was talking to was like, yeah, I'm out too. He just, I never saw him again either. But it was
It's humbling.
that
It's
bridge.
humbling.
It's humbling.
It's humbling.
Very humbling.
Exactly right.
Very
And then
humbling.
you're just like, oh my gosh, I still got 10 more miles to go. But
Yeah.
once you hit First Avenue, that energy is next level. And it just pushes you through. And then you start getting into, Harlem and the upper East Side.
Don't worry, there's another bridge 4 miles later. The Willis.
The Willis
there's
Bridge,
another-
yeah.
20,
Another one.
mile 20, there's another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's more. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the back half of you get through the Queensboro Bridge, the other part of the race for me at least, and I want to hear about what you think was the hardest part for you in this particular race was about mile 22, 23 up Fifth Avenue, was a challenge for me. So what do you think the hardest part of the race was for you, Wendell? What point in the race are you just like questioning everything in life?
I think it was mile 20 when we got to that bridge. I honestly did not study the race map the way I should have.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not expecting to see a bridge at mile 20. So I looked and I stopped and took a video to capture at that moment my very thoughts. And I used some choice language saying, WTF, a bridge at mile 20? Are you really serious? A bridge at mile 20? My legs locked up the most between 22, 24. That's also where I got to see the biggest of my folks right there. So that was great to have. And then through Central Park, I connected with a couple of other people who we know once you're into Central Park, you still got almost another 5K, 2-3 miles to go.
Yep.
I connected with other runners who were strong and were feeling the same things I was feeling. Where I train is pretty flat. I got my Peloton behind me, so I will, put up the incline. It's different. So I've learned now in my training that I must train differently to prepare for inclines. I don't feel like from a cardio perspective, I'm broken doing a marathon. Even if from the first half, I ran at 8 minutes per mile, whatever, not an issue. It's the training and strengthening my legs, because otherwise I allow myself to get mentally spooked out when it's larger inclines than I'm used to. That's it. Once I conquer that, which is here and within the legs, I'll be fine. So that last stint, 3-4 miles was tough. Even within Central Park, it was tough. And I would say it's great to have your name on your shirt. But if you ever want to walk in Central Park and just get a 15-second reprieve, remember you got your name on your shirt. Saying, come on now. And you want to curse them out, but they giving you energy. And you don't want to put your name on your shirt. And they got you 25. You want to curse them out at 25 and a half, but you realize these people are here for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not making fun of you. They want to push you through. A brother just wanted a 15-minute walk break, right? But that was the difficult part. But I would say once I finished and I was done, I know we'll get there. I walked off like it was another day, right? And that testament to the training, to you guys pushing me.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you, Mark? What was you would say was the toughest part for you that you had to push through?
Brother, I know you were talking about the back half, but it was as we were debriefing, of course, post celebrating our accomplishment. I had a significant scare, man. I haven't shared with you yet, so I'll share here at mile 12 and a half, coming up that first bridge. I was telling Brother Wendell, this has never happened in any of my running experience, training, or marathons for that matter. What's that first bridge? What's the name of it? Going into Queens, right?
Oh,
What,
yes. I forgot the name of the bridge,
forgot the
but
name
there's
of
a
it.
bridge. Yeah.
12 and a half. 'Cause I remember I got to the top, it was 13. But I'm running, felt good, felt strong, felt great at my pace. And I'm running mile 12 and a half. I start to veer to the right or to the left, excuse me. I'm like, whoa, what the? Like, I just start getting dizzy as all get out. I feel
Oh,
myself
no.
literally going to the left and I grab onto the rail and I'm just spinning. I'm like, what is happening? I'm looking for a medic. I'm looking for an officer. Like, I'm about to go down. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening at the moment. I'm like,
Oh,
there's no
wow.
one around. I mean,
Because you're entering a bridge, no crowd,
No
nobody
crowd,
sees
nothing.
your
Oh, that's
face.
right. Nobody's
No
around.
one sees
Yeah.
no
your
one's
face.
around.
Yeah.
Not even it's not a med tent, nothing. There's no stations, nothing. So I'm walking slow as can be. That freaked me the hell out. I'm like, what is happening?
That is scary.
Fuel game was on point, nothing new. My hydration was on point, nothing new. Water intake on point. No idea what happened. No
Wow.
idea. And get to the top, it's mile 13. I'm like, what the? This is only halfway.
And you're talking about people on the Queensboro Bridge?
Exactly. Here I am about to go out at mile 13, not knowing what's happening, and then start to jog a little bit, start to get my bearings work together, have another goo, still feeling a little loopy. And then as soon as I come down the bridge into Queens, I'm just taking food. I'm taking candy bars. I'm taking Twizzlers. I'm taking everything. The only thing I could think of is sugar. My
Right.
sugar levels are off.
The sugar level.
That's
Yes.
the only thing I could think of. But I'm like, I've been eating my fuel like normal. My normal plan. Normal plan has been, I'm not pushing it out of the ordinary. I'm not overheating. I'm not I'm like, everything feels fine. I felt great. Felt like I was running my run, but that's the only thing I could think of was that the sugar was off. And so I'm just eating whatever people give up. Rice Krispie treats, chocolate bars.
All the stuff they say not to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm just like
Totally off the fueling plan.
totally off it. Totally
But
off.
you know what? The marathon is like life. You're gonna be
Exactly.
throwing some things. You need to
you
adjust.
Yeah.
You
You
adjust,
adjust.
man.
Yeah.
You adjust. Got a little cramp because of everything I was eating, a little bit, but nothing painful. But it went away. But I was in my head from 13 on. I was in my head, like trying to make sure this does not happen. Like, just like, okay,
Yeah.
Mark, calm down, relax, run your race. You train, you plan, you still have your fuel, stick to the plans. But I'm in my head from mile 13 on, just like, I do not want this to happen. Do not want this to happen. Do not want this to happen. But yeah, that was the hardest part for me at mile 12 and a half.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. I'm sorry that occurred, but I'm glad you pushed through, and testament to
Yeah.
your training and also going through your experience as well. You kind of knew exactly what to do to
Yeah.
adjust and keep pushing through and finishing the race. So, kudos to you for that.
Thank
And
you,
all the
bro.
people listening, just something to think about as you prepare for your race. Some things happen unexpectedly, but
Yeah.
you just make the adjustments like life and keep on pushing through.
right.
So
Mhm.
That's right.
that's awesome. Good for you, man.
That's right.
So, all right, I want to switch it up a little bit. Wendell, earlier you talked about, just don't even put in your headphones or your meta glasses. But what was on your playlist, Wendell? Let's start with you. What was on your playlist?
Oh man, I
Sure.
had all the. I had some fun. I had the bigs. I had the Talib. Look, it's not that I didn't hear any music. At times, my music would work, but I have live DJs DJing for me on the left and on the right. The next block on the left and on the right. So I turned it off. Right. I'm used to training in my music because I start to run at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
I have a live concert that I'm participating in at the moment. Right. And while this song or that song may not have been planned on my playlist, I'm like in the play. I'm in the band. Like it's in the moment. I've been accused of not being in the moment, over planning, over scripting. And this is one where I'm like, turn it off. Like I'm here right now where I stopped at one point and took a selfie with a band that is out there playing. Looked like they might have been in high school. Right? They're playing for me, and I'm listening to my own little. I'm in my own. I don't know when or if I'm gonna be able to do this again. I'm gonna take this in. So it wasn't about don't plan the playlist. Just don't assume that you're gonna listen to it in its entirety.
Right. Yeah. What about you, Lopez?
I
What was
mean,
on your? I know you had a little bit of
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You know, he was all over the
OJs.
place. OJ's, Cypress Hill. You know,
okay. There it is. Next question.
Teddy P.
Next
Kevin
question.
Everett, Teddy P.
There it is.
You know,
Y'all know.
Beatles.
Nah, no Beatles, bro. No Beatles.
No
on this
Beatles.
playlist.
Oh, okay,
No
okay.
Beatles on this playlist, bro.
All right.
No, yeah, a little bit of everything, but I intentionally curate the playlist. I mean, to push me through, to get me in my right headspace. Came out to Stevie. I think that was the first 3 or 4 songs. Stevie Wonder,
course.
man, to get me, make sure I was smooth, cool, collected, just running on a feeling. Then I transitioned to some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I did have some OJs and Teddy P in there, but then
Sexy Pace.
Sexy Pace. Wow, that first 5K, and then started getting into some R&B, some hip hop. You know, went to Public Enemy, Cypress Hill, Mobb Deep, Black Star, Big Pun. I mean, yeah, made sure to have definitely a New York feel throughout this playlist, without a question.
Damn. All right, that sounds like a good list, man. And I hope you took in the bands as well while you were.
I did. When they came through, I
You
hit
know,
the
it's
stop.
his second time. It's his second time. You know, been there, done that.
Yeah. All right. Last few final thoughts around this. This has been a lot of fun. But you know, what would you tell someone that wants to get into the race, and how would they prepare? What's some sound advice you would give them going into New York? Wendell, it sounds like being in the moment was a big takeaway for you. But what are some of the other things that you would tell someone who's going to be a first timer running New York?
You know, hopefully if someone's running New York or any marathon, any 5K, any 10K, anything they're running, but in particular New York, you know, we got here because over time we built community, right? And I love the song. It's not a new song, but it was remade for the movie Mufasa. They got Aaron Pierre where it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And although many of my training runs are alone, right, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on my schedule, I never felt alone. Like, I know we're a text away because we text daily, weekly, several times a week about running, about our respective journeys. We have another crew where we run together and work out together. I have other folks on social media who are doing this work. So if someone's running and they're starting their journey or in the middle of their journey, they have questions, find that community. It may not be a run group or a run club who's all over IG with you, but it could be people you can reach out to or learn from. Find that community, because while the 26.2 I ran myself, the community of spectators pulled me through, but also all the people I know who are now running who weren't running before. All the people who have texted me saying, yo, I saw your post. I appreciate that. I didn't run before, but I'm doing my first 5 or 10K. Just know that you're never alone. And in New York, you literally will have 2 million people with you, so you won't be alone. But just find that community. I mean, I appreciate the fact that both of you have helped me through Peloton and Movement Es Medicina be a part of a community. So thanks for building that space for me and so many others.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we got a phenomenal community and support group. And, you know, I had my last couple of weeks, and you guys are in the midst of training, and sometimes I just had to get it off in the messages, and I appreciate that, you know, and kind of got right back out there as I was struggling through my training for a race I have come up in a few weeks. But Lopez, tell us, you know, same question for you, sir. Tell us about, you know, what would you tell a first time runner how to prepare?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He answered the first time. I'm gonna ask you the second time. You got a second time runner. So, you know, because the first thing, you know, it sounds like this was a little bit different. You experienced a couple of, you know, a few things, like the emotional aspect of things, you know, going into it, and just how you trained a little bit differently, you tapered differently going into this race, and then you had to halfway through where you had a little episode of low blood sugar or just a little health challenge, you know, but you kind of knew what to do. Tell us if someone's running it again, maybe I might run it again. What would you tell me? You know?
I mean, to echo all that Brother Wendell said, absolutely, absolutely 100%. I would add first time, second time, 5K, 10K, half, full marathons. Been blessed and fortunate to run New York City now twice. Know your why. Remember your why. Recuerda tu por qué, because that's going to guide you through on why you started this journey around wellness, around fitness, around prioritizing your mental health. Remember that why and don't lose sight of that. Never lose sight of that why and why you began this journey 100%, because that's going to pull you through. That's going to guide you through those prayers that have allowed you to arrive at that start line in this celebration are going to pull you, that why, and don't lose
Mhm.
sight of that. Find that early, and keep that, hold that tight, that why, whatever it may be for you in your own journey and your own healing, if you will. Understand and respect that why in your journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
The good one. All right. Last question. Tell me, López, would you do it again?
Absolutely. 100%.
Why? Why would you do it again?
100%. 100%. Because we can do hard things.
Mhm.
We can do mother loving hard things, y'all. And New York City is not for the faint of heart. And the physical challenge of New York City Marathon, 26.2 miles, is not an easy feat. As Brother Wendell said, and I think one of the elite marathoners said, why would you try to try to break a personal record and do a personal best in New York City? Why? This is
Mhm.
not that course for that. This course
Mhm.
is a celebration. Like others, I believe that 100%. Running and organized races are a celebration of that training and of your journey. But specifically New York City Marathon is a complete vibe, and a celebration is that we can do hard things and that we get to do this. We get to do this,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And just in community with 59,000 others that
Wow.
are running,
Yeah.
59,000
Absolutely.
others, you know what I'm saying? So that's why. That's why.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, Wendell? Would you do it again and why?
Oh man, absolutely. If it were another New York City Marathon this upcoming weekend, and they invited me,
It's that running
I'm there.
side. It's that
I'm
running
there.
side.
I'd do it again in 3 days. I would do it
Wow.
again in 3 days.
Wow.
As Mark mentioned, because we can do hard things. I have little eyes watching me, right? I mentioned earlier about the discipline. My kids see that. Where's that? Oh, he's out on the long run. I didn't feel like going on the long run that day, but I disciplined myself to do it so that the reward would pay off in the end, where I was able to successfully complete the mission. Um, and just, why not? It's one of those things where I think it's Peloton, it might be someone else, where they say, we don't do it because we have to. We do it because we can. There
Makes
literally will
sense.
become a day where we may not be able to do this again.
Mhm.
And I think for anybody listening, whatever it is that you want to do and whatever you want to accomplish, especially things that are physical in nature,
Mhm.
you don't have to go to the gym. You get to go to the gym. You
Mhm.
don't have to run. You get to.
That's right.
And as long as you keep that perspective, you'll continue to push yourself. Otherwise, just like anything else, if you don't use it, it will atrophy.
Yeah.
Right. And for folks who love one another in community, we don't let each other atrophy.
Right.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Well, gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. Salute to you both on accomplishing this goal. Less than 1% of the people in the world have, I think, either run and completed a marathon and collected that beautiful medal. I will tell you, I had FOMO the entire time. I was tracking you both. I had PTSD when you got to the Queensboro Bridge. I said, "Oh Lord, he did the Queensboro Bridge." I said, "Please, brother, push through. Please, brother, push through." And you did the daggone thing. Next year, I looked up, you were finished. And then López, you got off, and the app wasn't working a little bit, so I kind of lost you and I had to check in with the family, like, where is he now? Because the app's not telling me where he is. It says he at 15, but I'm not sure where is he. So anyway, kudos to you both guys. Really, really appreciate your inspiration for me, and I'm sure all the listeners in our community. We were all excited. Wendell, you shot me the Noriega photo with the run champs. I shared it on your behalf because I was so happy for you. So sorry about that, stealing your thunder on that one. But I shared it with our community. I was like, look at this guy, the VIP over here. But it was cool. Man, I'm just telling you, I woke up, I jumped up really excited to see to follow you and watch the race all in itself. And my girls were right there with me watching and looking at the app and tracking where you were, and they were excited as well. Uncle Tio, they call Mark Uncle
Of
Tio.
course.
Uncle Tio, Uncle Tio. So just from my, I wasn't there, but I was there with you in spirit and just being all I want to say, you guys did the daggone thing. I salute you. Super proud of you. And yeah, I'm still not running a marathon. No, I'm just joking. I might.
brother.
We'll see. 2026, I might try
2026, brother.
might try to take
2026,
one on.
man.
But again, thank you for allowing me to talk to you
Thank you,
guys
brother.
about this.
Yeah,
This
brother.
was a lot of fun. Thank you, Mark, for letting me take over as host. It was a lot of fun. So
Absolutely, yo.
yeah,
Absolutely,
I'll
man.
turn it back over to you to
Nah,
close
thank you,
us out.
brothers. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Well done, man. On the hosting responsibilities. Some great questions, great conversation, brother Wendell, man. Again, giving you your flowers on getting that first star, man. Congrats, brother. You did the damn thing. You did that shit, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you all.
Honored to rock with you and the Movement Es Medicina community. Those that are listening, those are watching, those that were cheering from afar and following online. Like Brother Craig said, we felt all that energy without a doubt. We felt it, all the love, the support that y'all were sending over the entire 26.2 miles. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias to all of you and our villages out there. Brothers, Wendell, Craig, I cannot thank you enough for being just pillars within the community. Y'all are a blessing. Y'all are sacred to me and our family. I'm grateful to you both truly for your time, for your energy, for your support. Constantly inspired by you both. Like you said, I mean, the babies are watching you all. They're watching us.
Yep.
So let's keep rocking. Let's keep building, doing the damn thing until we can't. Right? Like you said, bro.
Right.
Mhm.
Until we can't no more, man. Let's keep doing this. And for the viewers, for the listeners out there, where can they find you, Brother Craig? Where can the listeners and viewers find you? IG, social media, both publishing, both the personal. Where can the gente find you, bro?
Yeah, appreciate it. On IG, I am Craig_A_Robinson. Just my name, Craig A. Robinson. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook. IG is Craig_A_Robinson. Nolan Publishing, please check us out. Children's book author, financial literacy, finances, my game. So
How do you spell that, brother? How do you spell that?
NOLYNE.
YNE.
Thank you. I don't know how to spell it. Thank you. Wow. It's late night. But
It's late night, bro.
yes. No. At Nolan Publishing, Nolan.com. You can check us out. Got
Please
some
do.
books out there just trying to educate the youth about finance
Please do.
and money.
Please do. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Brother
Yeah,
Wendell,
thank
Mister,
you.
where can the people find you, bro?
Hey, just Mr. MISTER_Wendell, WENDELL. I'm not on that much, but hey,
He is.
shoot your
Don't let him
shot.
pull you.
Yeah,
Don't let him pull you.
right.
He is.
He is.
He is.
He's completely he's on there a lot more now. You know?
Hey, I'm still got the high. I'm trying to see if they're going to invite
He
me
got
back
that
for
one
this weekend.
star. He got that one star. He's on there.
See
He's
if they're
on
going to
there.
invite me back for this weekend for another run. You know?
Oh, real quick, guys. So, next race. I didn't even ask that question. López, when's your next one?
December 13th, 2025. The
Okay.
inaugural Phoenix Marathon. December
Nice.
13th, Phoenix, Arizona. Get to go home. But my roots, born and raised Phoenix, Arizona. So get to go home and rock the inaugural Phoenix Marathon. Hella excited. First time running back-to-back months of marathon. So I'm going to do it. Feel great. Feel strong. But taking this the next few days off to heal and rejuvenate before I get back on the training. But 2025, December 13th, 2025, Phoenix Marathon.
Awesome. What about you, Wendell?
Nice.
What's your next
Next scheduled is Houston half in January. I thought about the
Okay.
Cypress half this upcoming weekend, but I heard you all in my ear about taking some time.
one? Yes, please.
Yes,
Choose
please.
not to do it. So
Please do,
Houston
brother.
half in January.
Awesome.
What about you, brother?
Yep, 2 weeks. 1 week now. November 15th, Richmond Half Marathon. So the hometown race. I never done the half marathon in Richmond, so excited to do that. So November 15th, that'll be my last race for the year. Then we'll see about next year. I got 2 races half scheduled and trying to get my act together, run a full. We'll see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes,
Making
sir.
some adjustments.
All
So
right. Well, brothers, muchísimas gracias again for joining us on the Movement Es Medicina podcast. Again, I appreciate you both. Mi gente, my people. Remember, recognize your dopeness. We are all dope, educated individuals. I truly believe that, y'all. Like this episode, ask us questions, give us feedback. Follow us, follow me at Movement Es Medicina on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts at Movement Es Medicina. Follow me at Super Mark Rock on IG and all social media platforms. Mi gente, gracias again. Paz y luz.
Website coming soon. Website coming soon with the dope Movement Es Medicina merch. Make sure you get yours.
That's right. That's right. Appreciate it, brother.